and eyewitness accounts have dropped significantly, so he feels he's just chasing skeletons. Well, he's done us a good job. He's kept us all entertained. Let's hope he just enjoys his retirement. In the UK, Tony Blair is under fire by two mothers of teenage soldiers killed in Iraq. They accuse Blair's government of going to war on a lie. They are taking their fight to the House of Lords. Bradley Clark and Rose Gentle argue that ministers breached their duty to British Armed Forces by failing to ensure the invasion was lawful. The law lords yesterday began considering the mother's arguments. That service men and women have the right not to have their lives jeopardised in illegal conflicts. Well, I don't really know what will happen there. Tony Blair at the moment just seems like a golden boy. But the plain facts are, he was lying. And there does seem to be enough evidence out there to say so. We'll just have to wait and see. And my final story, as reported in the Telegraph, that children's campaigners are calling for a sonic youth deterrent to be banned. The device that is being used at the moment to disperse teenagers who are hanging around shops with a high-pitched whining noise, audible only to under 25s, they say this should be banned. The mosquito, priced at £495, is an ultrasonic deterrent and has proved popular with the councils, shopkeepers and police in certain areas of Britain. There is about 3,500 of these devices being used across the country, but the critics are claiming they are penalising innocent young children and it is an infringement on their human rights. Sarah Green of the Children's Commission for England said that these devices are indiscriminate and target all children and young people, including babies, regardless whether they are behaving or misbehaving. The director of the Liberty organisation said, "What type of society uses a low-level sonic weapon on its children?" She said, "Imagine the outcry if a device was introduced that caused blanket discomfort to people of one race or gender, rather than to our kids." And that's the headlines for this week. I'm Mike Eastwood. Thank you very much.
Thursdays on the Edge.
Gunshots shatter in the peace of night. Just another firefight for the people of this little town. But for the dying soldier, well, he's feeling 10 years older as he's lying face down on the ground. All the words that are in his head and all the words his mother said and she would put him to bed back home. Yeah, Daddy, well, he died in the Falklands, fighting for another man's cause. And your brother, he was killed in the last war. And your mother, well, she's lying home alone. Every day she sees your face on the picture on the fireplace with your brother. She was leaving school. Then a day came 5 years ago. He said, "Mother, I need to know." And you spoke the words your brother spoke before. "I've seen the things my daddy's done, and I've seen the medals that he's won, and I know this is what he would have wanted for me. But your daddy, when he died in the Falklands, fighting for another man's cause, and your brother, he was killed in the last war. And your mother, well, she's lying home alone. Now she wonders at it all. Just in his name did these brave young heroes fall. And how many more are gonna answer that call? They're gonna fight and die in another country's war. They're gonna die for a religion they believe in at all. They're gonna die in a place they should never been at all. Oh, never been at all. 'Cause your daddy, well, he died in the Falklands, fighting for another man's cause. And your brother, he was killed in the last war. And your mother, well, she's lying home alone. And your daddy, well, he died in the Falklands, fighting for another man's cause. And your brother, he was killed in the last war. And your mother, well, she's lying home alone.
I'm Andy Radford, your host for the Edge's Thursday show from the Edge's UK studio. You have just been listening to Edge correspondent Mike Eastwood. That about wraps up the Thursday show for this week, and I would like to thank Mike Eastwood, Gina Romano and her guest Tracy Givens, the Fluoride Action Network, for their valuable input into the show. Don't forget, this Saturday night, Daniel Ott's live show, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's February the 16th, 2008. Daniel is talking to David Oakford about near-death experiences. If you've missed any part of this show, don't worry, because it will play again in just a few moments' time. My name is Andy Radford, your host for the Edge's Thursday show, coming from the Edge's UK studio. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Goodbye.
You have been listening to The Edge. To subscribe to The Edge newsletter, log on to theedgeam.com. That's theedgeam.com, where you can find out more about the guests and topics discussed on the air. The Edge is being brought to you by Internet Solutions, home of affordable website design and low-cost internet access. Visit Internet Solutions at es4.com. That's es4.com. Until next week, for the Edge Radio broadcast, I'm Chris Moore. See you on The Edge.
News on the USA Radio Network is next.